one I'm going to be doing is called She Says. She says I remind her of what safe feels like. She says that when she sees me, she doesn't care that the world is still spinning because it suddenly feels like this moment is on repeat, and she smiles as she says this. Her lips may crack at the corners and her eyes may tear up, but she says that she's happy. She says that the bruises are from soccer practice, but funny thing is, she got kicked off the team last month, and she says that it feels like heaven when we are holding hands, and by God, she says that she can't sleep at night, that her head is too loud, and she likes the sound of my voice because it is soft, but I frequently don't say anything. She says that she's happy with him. She says he apologized, but I know he wouldn't. How could he when he barely even sees her, and she is all that I see? She says that if we keep doing this, he will get mad, but I don't care anymore, and I want to say something back at her, but I'm afraid that it will crush her. She says, just one more day. She says she would be nothing without him. The fear grips her heart when she thinks about him leaving her. She says, though she's lying, that she's fine, but tell me your definition of fine, because standing under a crumbling roof that threatens to collapse daily is not fine. She's not fine. But she smiles. And one day, I beg her to talk, but she hangs her head low, and when she picks up her head, I can see what her makeup fails to cover, and she begs me to keep quiet. She says that it was her fault. She says she loves him, but last time I checked, love doesn't come with an expiration date. Love doesn't get handed to you with a closed fist. Love doesn't sleep with other women. Love doesn't promise you he'll change and then change into a monster. Love doesn't make you cry. Love, she says, can be tough, but she knows that this is true. And I take her hand in mine and tell her that this is what love feels like, and I tell her that love should feel like butterflies on acid in your stomach. It should feel like every moment is on repeat, and it should feel safe, and it should come slowly with a brush of a hand, not meant to hurt, but to help. And I want to tell her she makes my world turn upside down, but I like it. So I settle for the love that will never be enough. And she says that I'm getting too attached now. She said that I need to mind my own damn business as if I had a choice, and I want to rip my heart out and hand it to her on a silver platter. But I realize that his plate, though rusted and used up, will always be better than mine, and I know that I can never be hers. This one's called Nightmare in Suburbia. I wrote this at like 3 in the morning and I couldn't sleep. Eyes closed. Labored breathing. I can rationalize what's real and what's not, but what's to say that the monsters under my bed haven't wiggled their way into my brain and started scraping their claws along my insecurities, gnawing on my happiest memories and twisting them into the news that suffocates me nightly. How dare you sneak into my room, you werewolf, you vampire, you Loch Ness monster, shaking the foundation that this house was built on. But I have a secret. A secret so deep, so raw, so maniacal that when Satan himself strung it together, he buried it inside Pandora's box and gave the key to Hades for safekeeping. Both your Cheshire cat-like grin, Hades lent you a copy of the key. But unlike him, I can see what's behind those candy-coated teeth you use to rip my skin apart. See the canary between your teeth. Smell the foul odor on your breath. You aren't getting away with it this time. You told me monsters don't exist, looked under my bed and checked my closet. I guess I didn't realize that monsters can sometimes look human. After all, Lucifer was once an angel. You told me it was all in my head, but I believe in monsters like I believe in oxygen, but I can't breathe half the time. Eyes still closed. I don't want to be here. I swore that night the next time I saw you, it'd be in hell, so I guess my bed is some kind of hellish portal transporting me there nightly. You should have left that box closed. Now look what you've done. And I've seen this part 100 times. Fought the same demons nightly, and I tell myself I hate you. But the truth is, I probably still adore you with your hands around my neck, cinder blocks around my ankles, and our life support machine hooked up but forgotten to be plugged in, broken glass. Shattered pieces lodged into wounds I sewed up myself. I can't open my eyes this time. But I can hear his voice. Oh, god damn it, his voice. It makes the red paint on the walls start bleeding. It makes the bruises on my wrists feel like they've been kissed not with his steel grip, but with his lips. And I can find my voice once again. His voice. It is a cool liquid dripping languidly down my throat and smoldering out the fire burning deep within my lungs, and I find that I can breathe a little bit better. And when I open my eyes, I find a room where the red paint isn't dripping from the walls, and my skin doesn't feel like it's being torn to pieces, but instead, like I am being put back together as I wait for my heart to stop pounding and my eyes to stop betraying secrets I'd rather have kept buried.